Now more than ever, there seems to be a never-ending battle in trying to find that perfect concealed carry handgun. So many options out there now that it can make it really difficult. But in this video, I'm going to try to make it slightly easier to help you out by comparing the Springfield Hellcat Pro to the Glock 48. Both of these pistols fall under the compact category as far as size. They're in between the subcompact models of like the Glock 43 and the Springfield Hellcat, and then the larger models of like Glock 14 or the Springfield XD or XDM models. And they are a great size if you're looking for a full frame grip as far as a maximum amount of rounds that you can carry, but still having a nice slim profile. So let's go ahead and take a close-up look at these. We'll see what we get in the box first and then compare some features of both of these guns. Starting with the Springfield Hellcat Pro, it does come in a cardboard box, and you do get a soft pistol case with it. And then inside it is the Springfield Hellcat Pro itself. You have one magazine inside the gun, and then in the accessories panel here, you do have another 15-round magazine, a gun lock, and then a magazine loader. And then in the Glock, you have the standard Glock pistol cases. Comes with the Glock itself, and then also two 10-round magazines, a magazine loader, and then the gun lock itself as well. So you'll see side by side, both of these guns are relatively the same size, the Glock 48 being a little bit longer. The overall length of the Glock 48 is 7.28 inches, and the overall length of the Hellcat Pro is 6.6. The height of the Glock 48 is 5.04 inches, and the Hellcat Pro coming in at 4.8. The empty weight of the Glock 48 is 20.74 ounces and 21 ounces for the Hellcat Pro. So we'll go ahead and compare them side by side real quick so you can see the length differences. So here's a top view. So you can see the longer length of the Glock 48 right here. And then if we flip it around, you'll see with the magazine in both of these guns, they are about the same height. And here's a difference right here where you can see it in the Glock 48 sticking out a little bit more. And then the back right here. And then we'll flip it around to the bottom to where you can see the differences here. And they both have beaver tails at the rear of the frames. And right here is where you can see the little bit of a difference in the angle of the grip on the Glock. It's more angled out, whereas the Hellcat Pro is more kind of at a more of a 90-degree angle right here. Kind of see that a little bit. And there is a more noticeable hump in the 48. So looking at the grip texture of both of these, the Glock 48 has the Gen 5 features where it's not as an aggressive texture on the grip and there are no finger grooves. Whereas on the Hellcat Pro, it has their adaptive grip texture that is fully around the grip. It does have some finger grooves right here, and then the texture continues up here, and then there's a little bit right here for your index finger when you're not on the trigger. And both magazine releases are reversible, so whether you're a right or left-handed shooter, you can switch sides for that. Slide stops are right here. The Hellcat Pro does have a takedown lever right here towards the middle, and the Hellcat Pro does have an option for a rear thumb safety. Both of these guns do have a polymer frame with metal slides. The Glock 48 has the standard Gen 5 finish. It's the black NDLC finish, and it does have the front and rear slide serrations. The Hellcat Pro also has front and rear slide serrations, and their finish is just a melanite finish. The Hellcat Pro does have a loaded chamber indicator right here, and it does have an RMR cut in the slide to mount any optics that you want. This model of the Glock 48 that I have does not have that option, but they do have models of the 48 that does have the cutout to mount your optics. Moving on to the sights, the Glock 48 has their standard polymer sights that you see on most Glock models. The sights on the Hellcat Pro, you have a high visibility tritium and luminescent front sight, and then you have a rear tactical U-dot white sight right here. So we'll compare those side by side. I do find that you pick up the front sight on the Hellcat Pro a lot better than the Glock, but you can always change out the sights on the Glock as well. So let's go ahead and look at the magazines of both of these guns. You'll see with the Glock, you get a polymer 10-round single stack, and the Hellcat Pro, you get a metal double stack 15 round magazine. So you're getting 5 more rounds in that double stack with the Hellcat Pro versus just 10 rounds in the single stack 48. And the magazines are relatively about the same size and thickness, even though you're getting a double stack with the Hellcat Pro. If you kind of line them up like this, you'll see they are pretty close in size. So let's go ahead and look at the trigger of the Hellcat Pro. You'll see it does have a safety right here, so this does have to be depressed in order for it to be fired. So we'll go ahead and see what the take up is. So about right here. And then you hit that wall. And then the reset, about right there. And then travels back. So nice little take up right here, and then you hit that wall, pull the trigger, and then you have a nice audible reset about right there. And for the Glock, same thing, you have to have this lever depressed in order to fire. So it feels like you have a little bit less travel in the 48 until you hit that wall, and then the reset about right there. Both of these come in around 5 pounds or so. So the takedown process on both of these guns are pretty simple. The Glock 48, we're gonna drop the magazine, check the chamber, make sure it is empty. And on the Glock, you do have to pull the trigger. You're gonna pull it, the slide back about 1/8 of an inch. And then these 2 takedown levers here, we're gonna pull them both down and then slide the frame right off of there. And then to pull the recoil spring out, it just pops out, and we're gonna pull the barrel out. Hellcat Pro, similar process. We're gonna drop that magazine, check the chamber, and then we're gonna lock the slide to the rear. We're gonna take the takedown lever, press it up, and then we're gonna release that slide lever, pull the trigger, and slide it right off the frame, pull the recoil spring up and out, and the barrel comes out as well. And right here, we'll do a side-by-side comparison of the frames. You'll see the frame of the 48 is slightly shorter. The Glock markets as a match grade marksman barrel at 4.17 inches, and the Hellcat Pro markets a hammered forged barrel at 3.7 inches. And this is where you can see the difference right here. And both have dual recoil spring and guide rods. The Glock 48 coming in a little bit shorter than the Hellcat Pro. So putting them back together, we'll start with the Hellcat Pro. You're gonna take your slide, insert your barrel, and then you're gonna take your recoil spring and guide rod, insert that back in. And we're just gonna take the slide and frame, align them up. And then you're gonna lock the slide to the rear, lower your takedown lever, release that slide release, put the magazine back in. Glock 48, same process. Drop your barrel, guide rod, line them up. So both of these are great options for concealed carry. I love the fact that the Hellcat Pro is a double stack magazine, but not much thicker than the Glock 48. It's kind of hard to believe that this is a double stack and this is a single stack, and I'm getting about the same grip. I do like that you get the full grip without having to have a magazine extension to get your pinky on there, so it's a lot more reliable to me anyway. I have the 43, and I just don't like the fact that I have to have that magazine extension for my pinky. It's just a really small gun, but if you need a small gun to really conceal it, then that is the right way to go with the subcompact models. But depending on how you want to carry and you can get away with these compact models, these are definitely a way to go. You're gonna be able to shoot these better since you can get that full grip. You're gonna have some more controllability over the recoil and getting back on target with both of these. To me, I've always been a Glock guy. I love Springfields as well. If I had to pick one over the other, I would definitely go with the Hellcat Pro just out of the box. I do love their grip texture on here. I really like this indent right here that you can put your finger on when it's not on the trigger. I like the fact that it does come with an accessory rail. So if you want to use this for home defense as well, you can mount a light to it. Both models do have that option for the red dot sights if you are into that. I just like how the Hellcat Pro fits in my hand better than the 48. Also, if your hands are sweaty, you're gonna get a little bit more grip with this texture on the Springfield Hellcat Pro versus the Glock 48. Also, right out of the box, I like the fact that on a Hellcat Pro, you get that front luminescent sight. It's a lot easier to pick up, especially in low light situations. The standard Glock sights on the 48 are your standard Glock sights. You either like them or you hate them. You can upgrade them, but that is going to be another cost to get those night sights on the Glock 48. But if you're still stuck between both of these two models, I do recommend going to a local range. A lot of them will let you rent guns or at least pick them up and feel them, and one may feel better in your hand than the other. And then if you really can't decide, just go ahead and buy both, because why not? It's just money, right? But if you want to follow us on social media, check out our Facebook page, Boomstick Tactical LLC. Also check out our Instagram, where we post a little bit over there, and subscribe to the YouTube channel to where you can be notified when we come out with videos. And if you want to see the Springfield Hellcat Pro again, check out this video right here where we compare it to the 6 Hour P365 XL, which is another excellent option for the size category.